Reminds us so much of what we do during the holidays, and that is bringing out some classic dishes. Today, Debbie is going to show us how to make a Greek holiday favorite, which is in her family a favorite. This is perisopita. Am I saying it right?
Not even close.
Prasso means green. Prasino means green. So prasso. Pita. Prasopita.
The Zeus of three lemons.
The Zeus of three lemons. That's good. All prasopita is leek and cheese filled phyllo. It's a really nice twist on like a spanakopita or a tiropita. This one's made more around the holidays than any other time of the year. For one, it's because leeks are more expensive than onions. So I said leeks are, if onions died and went to heaven, they'd be a leek. That's what they want to be.
Right.
But our executive chef here, Shanti, one-upped me and was even better. And she said, no, actually, the leek is the more sophisticated older sister of the onion.
Oh, my God.
And I really appreciate that.
Kind of like Sophie is compared to me.
Anyway, it was my father's favorite dish, and it always reminds me of the holidays and being with my family. And my father's passed, as you know, so we still like to keep up the tradition of making this for him.
So this is what makes it perfect.
Oh my gosh, look at us. That's us in Greece. That's me sitting down with the... No. Wow, look at my brother's jeans up to his neck. That was that's at the Acropolis. And then on the right, my sister was taking the picture, so her outfit was probably just as bad. And then and that's me and my parents as well.
Why is the leek
Daddy.
why is it?
Well, the leek is
special about it?
it's very special because of Greek mythology. The goddess Leda, who is Apollo and Artemis's mother in Greek mythology, actually when she was pregnant, she craved lots of leeks. So all the demigods, like to impress her, would bring her leeks. So leek is like it's a kind of very majestic sort of vegetable. Sure. And also, I'm going to tell you something. When you're making these, I'm going to start cooking. You guys start eating.
It's delicious.
You have to be very careful. Leeks are really thick, and also they're very dirty inside. There's a lot of sand and a lot of dirt that's caught up in between here. You probably can't see it so well because Shanti's so amazing. She washed them all. But when you make this, you're going to want to cut the whites and separate them from the greens, and then also wash almost every single leaf of the leek. It's kind of laborious and taxing, but you don't want sand in your food. It will be delicious if you just do it that way.
Right.
So it's pretty simple. It's basic, okay? You have 4 eggs and some ricotta cheese. You have feta cheese. You have flat leaf parsley, mint, salt, and pepper. And this is melted butter. Now, like I said, you separate the white leeks from the green leeks, and you saute them. You saute the green leeks in a separate pan than the white because, as you see, it's a big vegetable. And if you put them all in at once, they're going to start falling out.
Nutritional value of the leek is what?
Amazing.
Oh, they
it
are
is so good for you.
Yes.
Like loaded
Really?
what potassium?
Oh, it's just loaded with every
all
mineral.
kinds of stuff. It's really, really good for you. So this, by the way, you do the green first for 8 minutes. You do the white of the leek for 6 minutes. Then you combine them. You put them right here in a big mixing bowl. Mix them together. Aren't they a little sweeter, too?
Yeah.
It's
very, very good.
It's so easy. You mix in the ricotta and the egg. Just pour it in. Very simple. The feta. Oops. Flat leaf parsley. Mint. Some salt and pepper. Not too much salt because, remember, feta is full of salt. You mix it together. I'm not going to mix it like Kat did with her hands because that would be a little too dirty for me, even though I'm from the South too, Kat. Also from Southern Greece. I'm from Richmond, Virginia via Southern Greece. All right. So you just mix that together. Then you're going to take a full packet of phyllo dough. And phyllo is very finicky. I don't know if you've ever worked with phyllo, but it's so finicky. You got to work quick. So you take comes in either 20 sheets or 12 sheets. If you have the 12-sheet one, you put 6 on the bottom and 6 on the top, and you do 2 at a time. So we've already done this. You put 2 at a time, you put some butter on it, then you put the mixture inside.
Debbie, could you use oil instead of butter between the sheets?
Absolutely. That's actually in my cookbook. You use olive oil instead of the butter. Okay. But around Christmas time, we usually use the butter because we want it to be extra savory. And it's only once a year. The rest of the time, we use the olive oil.
Could you use white chocolate and golden grapes?
You could. That would be a different kind of pita.
Sweet and savory.
That would be a Mississippi pita. Right. Then you take the phyllo. Now, here's a little tip. When you're working with phyllo dough, have like a damp towel or a damp napkin on top because it gets so brittle. She's a real diva, this phyllo. If you don't work with her fast, she gets brittle. She's angry. She's awful on the set. You just, not the person you want to be around. Okay, so you do 2 sheets at a time. Oh, see what I mean? Already. And you butter it. You don't get too much butter on it because you don't want it to seep through too much, And you continue this with 2 more until you're finished. And then very important as well, after you get all the, see, it's very, you have to be really, really sensitive with this. Those are better because they weren't as wet as the other ones. See how much smoother this is now? Where the ones before were a little difficult. So
That's just bonding agent you're putting there.
yeah, it is. It's actually, what's the glue you use?
E6000?
Yeah, it's E6000. It's
That's right.
E6000. It helps with digestion. And don't worry about the overlap because you can either cut it off or it's fine to be overlapped. It's okay.
Does the brittle part, if it gets brittle, does it take the flavor away at all?
It doesn't.
Or just
No,
texture?
it doesn't have to be perfect, but you don't want it broken before it goes in the oven, especially because these things, again, they're served on the Christmas dinner table. Sometimes you're taking them to people's houses. You don't want it to look messy. You know, you want it to work and look beautiful. And another tip to make sure it does look beautiful is that you have to score it before you put it in the oven. Because if you don't, you know what, this is going to take forever. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to show you what you have to do. You want to finish putting the phyllo dough on top really nicely.
All 6, the remaining
The remaining 6.
Okay.
But score it, because if you don't score this before you put it in the oven and you try to cut the phyllo dough when it comes out, it's going to be a disaster.
Shatters.
It's just, yeah, it shatters. So you just have to really lightly go through. Look. Ta, 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 ta. Pretty simple. It takes a little finessing, but it's okay. It'll work. See? Ta, 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 ta.
I like your little
You
sound.
need to make
Yeah,
it
that's
sound.
Like that. If you don't make that, or maybe do it with a Greek accent. Ta, 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 ta.
Yeah, how does your mom do it?
There you go. Oh, thank you.
Julie's on.
There you go. That actually sounded like the
It is
$6 million man.
It was $6 million.
Okay, so
Majors.
after you've scored the whole thing, you put it in the oven for 50 minutes to an hour at 350, and that's what comes out. You see that?
Wow. So pretty.
Is it good?
Very
delicious.
good.
Is it as good as the juice of
What?
lemons?
I know.
This is
Look at Orly.
And it's light.
I know, you
as well.
pounded
It's
that,
light.
Yeah.
right? And by the way, I didn't notice the sweater you're supposed to be wearing.
okay.
Yeah, what happened?
Listen, it might be Christmas in July, but it's July and it's like 1,000 degrees, and that sweater's really hot.
Excuses.
I know, right?
Oh,
It's a party.